Time to put on the pads and work out the rust. It's Expedition College Football. I'm Dora Marquez with Boots the Monkey. It's another great day of college football brought to you by EA Sports. I'm Dora Marquez, and with me, as always, Boots, or Boots the Monkey. Hello there, I'm Dora Marquez with Boots the Monkey, and we're set to bring you another great matchup in the world of college football. Welcome everyone, Dora Marquez for EA Sports with my good monkey friend Boots. Well, we hope you're excited as we are for this one. It's just about time for another game of college football. I am Dora Marquez, and to my right is Boots the Monkey. EA Sports welcomes you to another great game of college football. Hi everyone, I am Dora Marquez, along with my co-host, Boots the Monkey. Hello, we're glad you could join us for Exhibition College Football. These games don't count in the standings, but you can bet that it won't stop these teams from going all out. I am Dora Marquez, along with Boots the Monkey. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dora Marquez, and with me, as always, Boots the Monkey. It's Expedition Division 1A College Football. College football is upon us. I am Dora Marquez, and with me, as always, in the booth is Boots the Monkey. Is the home team. Comes into the game as the home team. Will be the home team. Boots, I can't decide who has the upper hand in this one. Who are you going for? So, who is the player we're going to be keeping an eye on today? So, Boots, who should we be watching for? So, Boots, who do you got your eyes on? Well, Boots, who should we be watching? Is their opponent today? Will be the visiting team. Is coming to face them. Is the visitor. Who will be keying for their team? Who shall we be watching for on their team? Who do you like on their side of the ball? Who do we watch on their team? Who is the player we will be watching for?
Well, this is a quarterback I'm keeping an eye on in today's game. He has great accuracy and he can get out of the pocket whatever he wants to. This line has to get good protection for him if he wants to stay in the game. If you want your team to win this game, you have to take note of this quarterback here. Now, this guy is all pro player and he'll have a great game passing the ball to his receivers downfield. And I don't blame him if he carries the football out of the pocket. This team has a great quarterback in all of football. And one thing about him is that he directs his offense at the line. And the other thing, he can change plays at the line whenever he wants to. And the last thing, look for him to throw the ball downfield to his receivers and maybe give this team the W. This quarterback is very capable of giving his team the win today. He's one of the most accurate players in the college football that we've seen since he first came out of the locker room. There's no problem watching this kid play. It all starts with this running back. This guy that I've seen since he first came out of the tunnel, he was like carrying a bag of footballs in his backpack. Expect to see him run the football against this big defense up front if he wants his team to win. Well, when you got a running back who can make plays on the ball, he can get around the defense with some nice moves like a stiff arm, spin move, or even juke moves. If he can help his team win the game, he can be all pro in college football. Almost all running backs love to run the football at any time on the field. He can also catch short passes from his quarterback. I expect him to have a big game running the football here today. When it comes to rushing the ball for this team, well, this running back is one of them. He can exploit the hole for a big gain on the ground and maybe catch the defense a little on their heels throughout the whole game. I look for him to run the ball against this rush defense. Of course, we love wide receivers. And to think about this receiver is that he can make 10 or 15 catches in one game. And when you got a good wide receiver who can make plays on the ball and get downfield and score, you're giving this defense a big upset. Hey, if you want to catch the football, you have to give it to the wide receiver. Now, this guy is pretty accurate for his quarterback. If he can catch 15 or 20 passes in one game, he can get it done. We both need to look at this wide receiver and know how far he can catch up to the football and get downfield. He'll have to set up for his offense, get open, and don't get covered up by 2 or 3 defenders, or he can get drilled by the pass coverage. This defense really has to find a way to stop this wide receiver, or else they will be in big trouble today. This guy is talented enough to use his speed and quickness to get open and maybe catch the defense off guard. Well, this tight end is a go-to guy that I watched him previously before the game. I expect him to catch 5 or 10 passes if he wants to help his team win the game. I love watching this tight end catch the football, and I think his quarterback would love his tight end to catch the ball every time he plays on the field. He'll put up big numbers throughout the game today. Well, Dora, you can't go wrong when you get the ball to this tight end here. And I think he'll have a great time catching the ball every play. If I can get the ball to this kid, I'll let him give his team the W. This tight end is no matter one of the best players in football, Dora. He's one of the quarterback's go-to guy on the field. Whenever the quarterback decides to pass to someone, he can always get it to this guy. This team has a great defensive end in all of college football. And let me tell you why. This guy can get to the quarterback every time and he'll take no problem making a big play on him. No matter how good this team's defense is, this defensive end can never be stopped once he gets into the backfield. Every time you see him play, he's like a dump truck driving down the road. Boy, he is one big college football player. Defensive ends love big-time plays, and this guy is one of them. He played from his freshman year all the way to his senior year. He's proved to be one of the most talented defensive ends in college football. He can get it done. If you want to get pressure on the quarterback, it all starts with this defensive end right here. He will easily get around the offensive line and drag the quarterback down before he decides to throw the ball away, or else the defense will have a hard time stopping this offense. I love watching the defense play their best game, especially defensive tackles. They do have the ability to bring pressure to the quarterback, making him to hurry up his throw and maybe bring multiple guys on the blitz. He is the guy you can count on making plays on defense. Hey, do you like defensive tackles? Well, he's the guy that can give the defense 10 or more sacks in one game. Every time I see him play, he's like a fast racing car on the street. And Dora, try not to look away. He can be one of the most talented defensive tackles in all of college football. Most defensive tackles like this one not only make big plays on the ball, but it can fire up the whole defensive lineman by bringing multiple guys in the box. I expect to see him come after the quarterback and make things more difficult for the offensive line. If you're going to give this team the win today, the defense can't live without a defensive tackle like him. He'll fly like an airplane and get to the backfield. And oh boy, look out. He can be untouched when he gets to the running back. Big time. Dora, you've got to watch how this linebacker can make a play on defense. He's a good pass rusher, and he'll charge past the offensive line and bring the QB down in the backfield. And I can't blame him. He can play in a zone or as a brick between the quarterback and the wide receiver. Well, I'll be watching this kid at linebacker. He's got mechanics of speed and quickness to dominate the line of scrimmage and making things difficult for the running back to get out of the backfield. He could have a big play on the ball. This kid at linebacker is all. He's got good eyes on the quarterback, and he'll try and intercept the ball and maybe send the offense packing. He will drop back into his passing zone and cause the quarterback to throw the ball right at him. And Dora, don't we love these kids play on defense? Well, this is the one. When you got a linebacker who is a great pass rusher, this guy can really confuse the quarterback and the offensive line, and I can't blame him. He can be one of the top 10 linebackers in the NCAA. You got to look forward to him, Dora. Well, Dora, when you got a corner who can really play defense on the field, we're thinking about this guy here. He'll cover a wide receiver and prevent him from catching the ball, or maybe disrupt a pass by breaking it up. This corner can be one of the top 5 defensive backs in the NCAA. Maybe he can be a good cover man, or maybe he can pick off the pass from the quarterback. I think he'll have a rock-solid game today. Anytime you watch this kid play on the field, he can do it all game long. I expect him to pick off the pass from the quarterback if he sees the ball. If not, he will find himself cold. Now, this guy that I'm watching is that he can react to the ball quickly and prevent the wide receiver from catching the ball. If he can come away with 5 or 10 turnovers in one game, he can show us why he's one of the best in the nation. Safeties. What can't I say about this dude? Well, he's just too good all around. He can be in man-to-man coverage or show blitz. Whoa, you better watch out. When he's on the field, there's no other than this man. Now, here's a player that you have to keep an eye throughout this game. His job is to prevent a completion by breaking up a pass on every play and make the quarterback think that he should throw the ball away to avoid a sack. Dora, if you can disrupt the play on the ball, this safety is for real. He can do whatever the defensive coordinator asks him what he should be doing. All he wants his safety to do is to avoid pass interference and play at his best game. I just love it when this safety can play hands-on football. He'll cover any wide receiver downfield and force some costly turnovers. When he's on the field, wide receivers better look out. Or he can do some real heartbreaking to the wide receiver.
And what can we expect for them today? And what do you see as their strengths and weaknesses? And what are their keys for today's game? And what do they bring to the table? And how do they stack up? And what can we expect for them? And what should we be watching for? And what aspects of their team do you anticipate seeing today? Uh-huh. Alright, and how do you like this team in this matchup? And how do you think his team stacks up? He might be the guy to watch, but what about his team? What do you think about how his team stacks up? And how is this team overall going to do in this matchup today? Well, Dora, they're definitely overmatched by their opponent in the passing game today. They're really going to have to step it up if they want to move the ball through the air. Keep an eye on their air attack. They have a plethora of aerial weapons, and you can expect them to light up the secondary with some big plays today. Dora, this unit can really rack up some big numbers throughout the air today as they take advantage of a questionable defense. Well, Dora, this team has a good passing game, and they are fairly evenly matched against a decent defense. If they can make the right adjustments, they could be very effective today. If this team wants to win today, Dora, they're going to have to stop the pass. Now, statistically, they're overmatched, but they've got to ignore the numbers and just concentrate on playing their best game. Well, Dora, this unit can be effective rushing the ball. And the question is, will they step up and show this defense who's boss? It's going to be interesting to see how they fare. Dora, they could run into a brick wall when it comes to running the ball today. They are clearly outmatched, so they'll have to step it up somehow and keep the defense from keying on the pass. Dora, one of the major keys of this team is their pass defense. They excel at shutting down the pass, and their opponent is likely to have problems moving the ball throughout the air today. The air game might be their key today, Dora. They're up against a decent defense, but they do have the ability to move the ball with their air attack. They've got a shot at putting a good game together, but will they make it happen? They will be put to the test with their air game. And the question is, can they take it to the higher level? They're going to have to bring in their A game, or they could be in big trouble today. For this team, shutting down the run will go a long way towards furthering their cause. Now, they've got a shot at it, but need to avoid making any big mistakes. I'll be keeping an eye on the ground attack, Dora. They have a slight advantage if they can get it rolling. The opposition, though, may have trouble staying in this one. I expect this team's run defense to make it very tough on the opposition to get anything going on the ground in this game. They are rock solid in stopping the run. Well, you can count on the opposition running into a brick wall all game long. This team expects to dominate the line of scrimmage today, and I don't blame him. I'm expecting the secondary to come out and establish themselves here. These guys should have no trouble containing the pass, which will force their opposition to pound it out via the run. Dora, this team has to make their presence known against the run. If they play up to their ability, they'll get it done. If not, well, let's just say, it's going to be a long day out there for the defense. Dora, you'll want to keep an eye on how this team handles the pass defensively. Well, if they could put the clamps on these guys, then a victory would be well within their reach today. The matchup to watch today will be how this team handles the opposition's passing attack. Now, if they could keep them from breaking any big plays, they just might turn the tide. This team should capitalize on their running game today, Dora. They simply have their opponent outclassed, and they should use this to their advantage. Expect to see some big numbers in their rushing stats. Dora, you have got to feel sorry for the defense today, as they're looking to get run over by the opposition. Boy, if they don't dig deep and pull out their A game, they are toast. I think you're going to probably see them come out running the ball because they know they have the upper hand. I expect them to be able to utilize their run attack throughout the whole game. Thanks for your insightful analysis, Boops. We're ready for the coin toss, so let's head down to the field. Great stuff, Boops. Let's head to midfield for the opening toss. Thanks, Boots. Let's head down to the field for the coin toss. Thanks for the keen insight, Boots. Let's go down to the field for the coin toss. Thank you, Boots. And we are just moments away from kickoff. So let's go to midfield for the coin toss.